Hi everyone, today I'm going to talk about the film Crime Against Joy, which is an American film produced in 1956. Joy, he was a war veteran who was currently unemployed, but he worked as a painter, and while he couldn't make money with his art, his mom supported him, and he felt a bit useless, a bit bad about it sometimes. And someday Joy decided to get drunk and go crazy. And then he went to a kind of nightclub, and there he met a singer, and he kinda liked her, talked to her. But then a guy who was a kind of watchman in the establishment kicked him out. Then a guy had seen when he was punched out of the nightclub. He tried to help Joy, but Joy refused to help. While he was going home, he met on the street a woman who was sleepwalking. Then he took her to her house, and he was received by her father. Then he thanked him, and that's it. On the following day, Joy woke up in his home, and he realized that the nightclub singer with whom he talked the night before, he realized that the singer had been murdered, and that he was the main suspect. In addition to that, it was found besides the body the pin that he used when he was in high school. And then one of his friends, who was a waitress, she gave him an alibi, a fake alibi to Joy. But of course that the police found that out very soon. And this female friend, she dated an old school friend of Joy. Okay, this friend, this waitress, she knew that Joy couldn't have killed anyone, and she decided to help him to find some evidence that he was innocent. At first, it would be easy for Joe to prove that he was innocent because, as I have already mentioned, while he was walking home, he met that girl who was sleepwalking. He took her home, and he was received in her doorstep by her father. So her father just needed to go to the police and tell everything that happened. But when her father was called, he said that he didn't see Joy that day, that yes, he had met his daughter sleepwalking on the street, but it was a long time ago, and he didn't want to give much details about what went on. He wanted to protect his reputation and the reputation of his daughter. But of course that it put Joy in a difficult situation, because his pin was found besides the body of the murdered singer. So he needed some witnesses to say that on the day of the murder, he was not there, he was doing something else. So the father of the sleepwalking girl didn't help at all. And he didn't find any witness to confirm that he was not in the nightclub at the time of the crime. Then his female friend, the one who dated his old high school friend, she tried to help him to find evidence, and Joy, he suspected that some of his old high school friends could have killed the singer. He took a look in the old yearbook of his high school, and he couldn't find anyone. He had some suspects, but he couldn't make any definitive conclusion. Joy said that even his mom was prone to believe that he actually had killed the girl. To make things worse, Joe didn't remember 100% of what happened that night because he was seriously drunk, and he blacked out for some moments. But then, with the help of his female friend, he took a look at the yearbook of his high school. He tried to locate some of his colleagues, but no success. So, after a while, he started to be suspect that his old friend, the one who dated his female friend, that his friend was jealous of him because his female friend was supposed to marry his old high school friend. But she gave up because she was falling in love with Joe. And his friend realized that, and of course that he didn't like his girlfriend to have feelings for his friend. All right. Then Joe started to realize that this friend who dated his female friend, he attended high school with him, but for any reason, he didn't finish the high school. So he started to think, and he realized that this specific friend, the boyfriend of his friend, he was the one who committed the crimes. And then, after some chasing, Joy's friend really confessed it to him, that since high school, Joy was the handsome man, all the girls loved him and laughed at his friend. He was only useful to make jokes, but the girls didn't like him, and that he envied Joe's charm. And that the only girl who never laughed at him was his girlfriend, but Joy stole his girlfriend, and that he was supposed to let him have at least this girl because he has always had all the other girls. Then there was a kind of chase, and then because the friend confessed that to Joe very loudly, the police overheard that and was able to arrest him. It's a nice film. It's a film that lasts 1 hour and 9 minutes. So it lasts 9 minutes. It's a short film. The plot is good, but the development has some gaps. I think the film was supposed to be a little bigger to show how Joy suspected some people, exactly the details of the motivation of some witnesses for not helping Joe to say that he wasn't in the nightclub at the time of the crime. When in the night the singer was murdered, there was also another woman who was murdered. So the city was in fear that there was some degenerate killing women in the city. So of course that they were against Joy very quickly, and they wanted him to leave the city because everyone was in fear, and he couldn't find anyone to trust. Why not? Sure, he was a war veteran, he couldn't find a job, he wanted to be an artist, things were difficult to him at the moment, but he didn't seem to be a bad person, and he was a person that people knew in the city. So some details were supposed to be more well provided to the audiences. The acting is fine, and it's not a problem in this film. And in the end of the film, after Joy's friend confessed it was him who murdered both women that night, it's not told why he did that. He only said, "Oh, Joy, I didn't want to hurt those women. You know that, don't you?" But why he killed those women? Because women laughed at him? This is not enough to kill people. So the motivation, the reasons of the real murder, they weren't clear either. However, despite those shortcomings, it's an interesting film because you can watch that quickly. It has the typical 1950s vibe and fashion. And the film is well produced, the scenery, the scenario, and it's a nice film. It's a film with a happy ending, and we can see that Joy, in the end, after his friend was arrested, he stayed with his girlfriend, and they were happy ever after and all that. But you need to pay attention to those little problems. That's all for now, folks. I hope you enjoyed this video. See you!